Hi there, Cristian King here, editor of the Express newspapers, and we are very excited to be joined here today by the local member for Goulburn, the Honourable Wendy Tuckerman. Thank you so much for coming on air here today, Wendy.
Oh, my pleasure, Christian. Lovely to join you.
We're grateful to have you on to discuss some big news that has come through, which is being rolled out today, the speed limit changes on Illawarra Highway between Robertson and Moss Vale. And we've received notice that finally from Transport for New South Wales that they are reducing the 100-kilometre-hour speed limit down to 80 kilometres per hour. And that follows receiving concerns from community members regarding road use safety. But also, we know through the reporting we've done in the past that your office has advocated uh, for these changes and why we wanted to have you on today to discuss. Are you happy to see these changes come into effect?
Look, obviously, there's a whole process behind any concerns that are raised by the community, and Transport for New South Wales will obviously, once they hear those concerns, and in my office, we heard those concerns and we put forward those concerns to Transport New South Wales. They do a thorough assessment on the road and the contributing factors, and they then, obviously consult with council and anyone that needs to be consulted, whether it's people that live on that road. It's really important to understand that these decisions are not taken lightly, but they're there to be made because of concerns on the environment of the road, and it's important that these concerns are really addressed accordingly, that they're not taken lightly. But as you know, Christian, we have a huge toll on these roads, and we need to make sure that the people are using them and they're safe to use.
And look, you're absolutely right. We've got statistics from the department that confirm in the 5 year lead up to June 2022, there were 29 casualties within the 15-kilometre stretch from Robertson down to Nowra Road on Illawarra Highway.
Yeah, that's right. And when you look at the big picture, it's they're talking about a 58-second difference between travelling at 100 and travelling at 80 for your journey along that road. And when it comes to road safety, that is not a big ask for people. And I think it's really important that those considerations are also taken in. This is not a big time frame out of your normal driving routine or passage. So, in the big scheme of things, when it comes to road safety, 58 seconds is not a big number.
No, and look, I must say there have been many times I've been on that road in both a car and a motorcycle where I'll be sitting on exactly 100 and it won't be before long, there'll be someone really close up behind you. And sometimes it can be a bit frightening when it's raining or dark at night. So definitely going to be a big change, but I was really surprised to see that it was only 58 seconds, the difference.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, when you think about it? And when you look at some of the discussions that have been had by some of the experts in regards to speed and the contributing factor to deaths on roads, it's an important part. And I think by reducing it, if we can save one life, it's certainly well worth it.
Now, this response to reduce the speed limits, do you think that it's predominantly due to the casualties that have happened in the past, or do you believe there's an aspect that it's in relation, there's a bit of expectancy in relation to increased residential development in the area, especially in Moss Vale?
Yeah, well, there's a number of factors that they take into consideration. It's the development on the sides of the roads, it's access to feeder roads. Obviously, the speed is considered, casualties, the history of the road, all those sort of contributing factors. Who use the road, whether there's pedestrians, whether there's cyclists, all those sorts of things are considered in when they're looking at these things. So I think there's a number of contributing factors in particular for this road.
And look, I remember prior to these changes, on Illawarra Road, there was the death of Alex Nielsen following a tree branch coming through her car. And it took about a year or so after to get those trees all cut back. So did it
And that
take?
was a big fight. Let me tell you, it was a big fight to do that. I remember that distinctly, and we fought very hard to ensure that happened, and it happened soon because it was tragic circumstances, and those sorts of things should certainly be a part of the whole maintenance program. It's not just the roads that need to be done, but it's the environment that's surrounding the roads as well. And that was certainly a tragedy.
No, look, can I just say, Wendy, thank you so much for taking the time to come on air with us today to discuss these big changes and let everyone know, if you didn't get it already, that Illawarra Highway, the speeds are being dropped back to 80 kilometres an hour starting today, Monday. So please be mindful for the changed conditions. And yeah, Wendy Tuckerman, thank you so much again for coming on.
Thank you, Cristian.